Live streaming is on.
Yes. Okay, Jay.
All right. So I kind of wanted to talk about option 3 real quick, but I'm ready to go into CCC otherwise.
No, yeah, let's wrap up option 3. Yep.
So for option 3, I just, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm just leaning towards option 3 at this point, where basically option 3 would be similar to option 2. I think we should try to ramp up the timeline. I think the timeline for option 3 is ramped up a bit already. And then to significantly expand the pipeline and make the pipeline my problem with option 3 was always the pipeline wasn't good enough for me. So I would want to basically prioritize the pipeline as part of option 3, and to make one session per week for the pipeline, and then basically to add to the pipeline for this pipeline experience model itself, and possibly the planetary sessions, and maybe 1 or 2 other things, but we'll get there. So for me, that would make option 3 a banger. And then we would have the life support. We would just do life support correctly. We would get that as a fundamental building block of SVG, and then we'd be able to launch and everything would be good. So I think option 3 is might be the only way to go. So I voted that one at 7.75. I think it's my highest option at this point. Yeah. So I don't know if there's any other comments or anything on that, but that's where I'm at. Because I basically at this point in time, if you guys were not willing to agree to at least option 3 or 4, then I would not be willing to agree to externally offer org support, because I don't think that we should prioritize org support if we're doing option 1 or option 2.
I mean, Jay, my point of view is that I'm a bit scared. So I would be definitely leaning towards option 3 if we can try to have agreement that we want to do also some to take the opportunity for the CCC board.
Time to stretch.
Right, 30-second stretch.
Yeah, 30-second stretch.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I was saying that, if we can get agreement that we can, since we're already doing the CCC board setup, let's try to at least do some new America's Time recruitment. Maybe just Workana or I don't know.
Wait, what does the recruitment have to do with option 3? I'm confused. I lost you there.
Because option 3 would bring a lot of additional work and no guarantee for income. Because I'm sure, this situation is going to happen over and over again, and so.
But it makes the situation palatable though, because if we don't have the org support, basically my whole thing is that with option 1 and option 2, there is no org support. So if we're telling Charles that he can join the org support program, I don't feel comfortable with that without option 3 or option
being
4.
part. Yeah, it makes sense, perfectly sense, and I would. Yeah, and I
want to be professional. I want to be serious about this decision.
Yeah.
If we're not going to prioritize something, then we should try to not do it, and it's certainly not offer it publicly. If we want to do, a little bit of life support here and there, on the DL, it's fine. But when we're talking about a full, getting into our follow up and everything for SVG, I feel like, option 3, I think yes, option 3 is more work, but it's not so much more work that it's impossible. I think we can shorten the timeline a little bit. We can, set up a pretty simple website for for this Life Support Alliance. I don't think it needs to be super duper complicated. But it is going to take some time. It's going to take like a month or so, so it is going to take time, but it's like, I think we can do it. But for me, the problem isn't the life support. The problem for me is the pipeline. I think the pipeline is the problem. I want the pipeline to be expanded, and that expansion would include the co-op and the fundraising and the pipeline and the planetary sessions.
Yeah, based on today's meeting, when you're like, what you voted on option 2, and then the team majority voted on option 2, and I was like, okay, because life support, if we're not gonna fully really launch it, then let's not do it. I was just thinking a landing page, but then be like, come back in a, like it's, come back later almost as well too. So there's no point to having a landing page if it's not public yet. But then where do we put like Mamoon's situation, Stacy's situations, like other people like Charles? Yeah. So I feel like it has to be option 3, but then again, I'm voting for a shorter timeline. But it is, more work. So.
I mean, also,
for me, the idea of the timeline is that, realistically, here's the timeline, but it can always be shorter, Alberto?
No, I mean, this is also, I'm also trusting our model. That's like, it's like saying to us, it gave us 1 week more to decide the cutoff, and now it's saying to us clearly, guys, are you sure you want to leave Life Support Alliance out? Because we already, this is a perfect example that how important the at least the organization support in also getting clients for SVG. Because let's say, Charles doesn't feel really comfortable in committing for the moment in the follow-up we just created. But he's interested in, and if he really decides, he knows he can, the money wouldn't be a problem. Org Support, Life Support Alliance, the perfect place for him to come and to potentially get a new sponsorship or a SVG client even. And this, I don't know. It's interesting what's happening, right? It's interesting because the cutoff has been postponed 1 week. Yeah.
Org support could easily lead to future clients, for sure.
Yeah, and there's countless times I've done these initial consults, and then I freak them out with the $100 an hour fee, and then they come back in 2 months, and then they come back in 3 months. So they're shopping around, they're trying to figure things out sometimes, and I've secured it, or they've referred other people. So even though sometimes it is a time sucker and it maybe doesn't lead anywhere, it oftentimes leads to other things. So I don't know what to say, that's just my experience. But I don't want to repeat the same mistakes where all we do is org support and we totally forget about SVG and paid client work. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's not ideal.
Yeah, but we're not doing org support. So what I can suggest you to talk to say to Charles is that concentrate the focus on SVG and say at this point we may also set up in a very short time the org support program, but until next week we cannot really tell him anything for sure, right? Until we don't have the decision.
That's a good idea, just to say May instead of you have 2 options, like you might be able to do this or that, so that would be good. But for me, at this time, I'm pretty much all in on option 3, because if we're taking this seriously, I just don't know if we necessarily have a choice to not offer it, and be serious about launching what we really intend to, So anyways, we'll figure it out next week. But I like the idea of one little change, like instead of can, you can say may, and then we have a little wiggle room.
Okay. What I like is that one idea is that right now org support and life support is by donation, and I guess for someone like completely in debt, like, you know, other people, or needing a lot of money. But maybe there should be like a membership fee or model, just like what were you dealing with? Legal Shield. And there's beauty brands where you pay like a $30 subscription or a month. You know, that there is some type of revenue model that isn't just purely donation based. And that, yeah, and whoever joins the Org Support, Life Alliance model pays into it, so that other people, it's like sliding scale or something like that, so that other people who pay more or have budgets can help people on the other end who may at that moment may not have income yet.
So my response to that would be like, you know, that we have at least 3 or 4 different websites for, but I mean, remember our WCTC, right? And all our membership models for that. And then we also have many other websites too that do the membership model. And so basically the idea is that FQN offers a membership, right? If you want to join the FQN membership, you can, you get equity, you get value, and you're a member. That's all perfectly fine. The Life Alliance, the Life Support Alliance, and the Life Support Program itself have always intended to be set up and structured as a volunteer-only organization under Community Life Network, right? Volunteer only for specific legal reasons. And because of, you know, once you have a membership, there usually is, what do you call it? Like when you have expectations, you know? So for me, you know, I would like to offer memberships are fine, but the membership wouldn't be with life support. The membership is with your membership into the co-op. The co-op offers the membership, and that's where you get into option 4, because it all links together. It's one story. Option 4, it brings the co-op. The co-op presents the membership that you join as a member, and you get all these benefits of being a co-op member, including the life support program. But the life support program itself is a volunteer-only program. Legally, it's under Community Life Network.
Okay.
Right. And there's a specific reason why it's legally volunteer only, because we're dealing with very personal situations. We're dealing with legal situations, and it just creates a situation. As soon as they're paying for it, now you have an obligation and they can sue you, and it becomes a whole thing. Whereas if it's volunteer only, you have much more freedom and flexibility.
Okay, I like that. That's fine. Just for the legal purposes, yeah, right now. Okay.
It's almost only legal purposes, but I love the membership idea, and we have the membership model all set up within the co-op. The co-op has a membership model as part of it, yeah. Just like WCTC was part of the same thing, yeah. The membership.
Okay.
Where you're paying like $30, $40 a month or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, obviously, I'm a big fan of option 4. I love option 4 or option 6. It's just, how do we get it into the timeline? So for me, it's like you start with option 3, because we can't do option 1 and 2 because we need life support. And then you try to figure out how to move forward with option 3 as quickly as possible. And then maybe as we're going through it, we do some soft launches. Maybe we bring a little money in here and there. We're like, ooh, we have enough money to in enough time frame to reset the system to go to option 4 and bring in the co-op. You know, I think we might be able to do that, but right now we just don't have the knowledge base for it, but we can do option 3 already, you know?
Okay.
Cool. Alberto, anything else? Otherwise, maybe a quick break. I don't know.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna think about it, and we'll see. I mean, it's just yeah, Mel. I mean, try to focus on SVG, and I mean, for the moment, there's nothing there's nothing decided about the organizational support, but this definitely is something that we want to set up in the short term. You also will understand how serious Charles is, right? Because if he's really serious, I mean, $100.
He's very serious. Like these, this is kind of a different situation. When it's new clients or cold, it's fine. But I do have a really good relationship with him now, 2 years, right? On and off, you know. He just paid once, and then things happened. I got busy too. But for something, yeah. He's a pretty serious person, and there's a lot of potential there. So I just we're talking about options, but there's a lot of potential collaboration options as well too. And more than most people, this man is insanely well connected. Yeah, just fantastic people skills and networking skills, and he's all about
Brings
creating a
lots of
network. So
resources.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
cool.
Very
Very,
cool.
very good. Very,
Very
good.
cool.
I love. Well, anyways, I think we should definitely get him on board and collaborate with him however we are able to. And it's just a matter of getting agreement, understanding about what our needs are with as far as our timeline and our launch. So I mean, at this point, I'm hoping next week we get agreement on option 3 or some sort of alternative option for it, and we just go with it, and then we just do it because I think we're ready. We just need to finalize and traject. Just go for it, because like the momentum is there, but we just need to do it.
Yeah, and it's been 6.5 hours. I recognize, like, I'm seeing it from the Jitsi. Like, this is kind of kind of marathon meeting for both of you guys. I joined late, but
Yeah, but because of the rhythm, it feels like 30
for them.
minutes.
Well, I don't know about 30 minutes, but I do feel like we are getting off rhythm a little
We
bit
are.
here, and all the
Yeah.
timers went off. So maybe we should either stop or we should take a break and then get into CCC again.
I mean, I think
how do you guys feel?
I think we should spend at least 30 minutes on CCC, right? I mean, it's so important. I don't know.
All right, we're at the bottom of the hour, so it's like let's take a 5-minute break right now, and then then we start at the bottom of the hour. So we'll get 4 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes, bottom of the hour. We come back, we do one last little thing on CCC, and then I gotta go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Perfect.
sounds good.
Sounds
All right,
good.
cool. 4-minute break. All right.
End of break. Time to start.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So cool. So I'm excited about option 3. I'm going to be pushing it all week. Let's go into topic 5, which is
Okay.
CCC. So for me, I'm fine just like going over the invitation in the post and just kind of reading through it and getting an idea. Otherwise, we can kind of go over like our plan for the week or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to delete all of this stuff.
I mean, I think we should. I mean, let's review the plan and try to get the whole setup completed, right? Next week probably, or Monday, or we can schedule for a session, go about it, or whatever, right? But I think, I mean, what do you think best? Okay.
I mean, I think that we have a plan. It's going to take some time to get through it, in that sometimes the most important thing is just to jump into it and actually get something done, because that will motivate us to get more done. So jumping into the invitation and post and just reading through it real quick, I think it's kind of exciting.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that then.
And the intake form itself is of issue, so that's going to take some time as well. I don't think we'll have time to go through the intake form, but we should prioritize that and schedule to go through it.
Yeah. All right.
I agree. Let's just get one deliverable done. I'm just sorting through my emails because Stacy apparently said that she worked on it a little bit. I'm trying to see if she did or not, but we can put that aside. And
It's
she
linked here.
tells me that she worked on the email to Carol, which for me would be...
no, she said something else that's like, so she hasn't done anything on this stuff, right?
line 10. I think it's line 10. She said that it was the email to Carol, which would be this on line 10. So it says dear name. It used to say dear Carol. Now it says dear name.
Oh, line 10. Let's see. Okay.
Request edit access. I don't know who owns this, but I would want to have edit access. And
Which
then
one?
I would want line 10. If someone
first interest response.
Yeah, first interest response. If someone can look at the history, you'd be able to see if Stacy edited it.
Yeah, I don't think so, because if you don't have access, I don't see how Stacy could have had access. And
I don't have access to. I just requested access.
Time to pause.
I just don't understand why we have all these documents that nobody can edit. It kind of drives me nuts. Like that, like the whole idea is being able to edit these documents. They're all drafts, and if you can't edit them, it's just so weird.
It's I didn't do it, but it's sometimes a default setting. And
yeah, exactly. I forget to put editor. Everybody that has the link can edit.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like the default is that you can view, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, so do you guys want to go through the invitation in the post?
Yeah, let's start with the invitation. So that one also I need to update the access with.
Jeez. Again, I can't edit anything here. Let's see.
I know.
So we're going.
Updating
do we agree
here.
to go with old invitation and post, or are we doing something else?
Yeah, code invitation and post first, right? What's come first? Should be able to edit now, Jay.
Share. Okay, yay! I can actually edit. Excellent. All right. So this right here is a little odd. Let's make that yellow. Okay, so whatever happened to who worked on this? Is this just Mel that worked on this?
No, I think only me, right?
Okay, what happened to all the idea of like, the membership and, if people don't have time to be on the board or all the other things?
What? I don't. Did we? I
Remember,
don't. I don't.
we had a list of what to include into the post and the cold invitation, which included the fact that we were doing a broad volunteer outreach for the board, for the membership if people can't be on the board, and then also for people to join in general and get involved in our advisors and everything like that.
I forgot completely about it.
But,
No, I forgot about it.
you forgot about it as in now you remember, or you forgot about it as in like you still don't understand or don't remember?
No, I understand what you're referring to. I either didn't. I mean, I don't remember that we wanted to include that. I remember exactly what you're talking about. I remember that we wanted to include that in the cold invitation post.
That's the only place that we.
That I
Time
skipped.
for breath.
Quick breath.
I skipped it.
Exhale. And inhaling. Together. And exhaling. So for me, that would be the only place that's included. So the question is if you're going to include it, or should I do it, or what? Because I'm fine just like updating it, but.
No, I mean, I'm fine. I can include it. I can go back and get it. Yeah. Trying to find. Okay, going to the notes. No. Okay. Priorities, topic 4. Okay, I'm looking at the notes. Let's see if I find it. Okay, this is the notes. No, this is not about that. All right. I'm trying to find it in the notes, but
I'm linking this document which you emailed, so that's nice to have. The recruitment here. This is I'm gonna put it in the document right now. This is, can I put it at the bottom here? Because here.
I cannot find in the notes from the meeting about all the options.
If you go into the cold invitation post, I just copied it over from the recruitment document. Which
Hey, what is this red? I'm confused. What is all this?
Because this is okay. What Alberto basically did here, this is just recruiting for CCC board members, and then this in red I copied from general recruitment for our total FQM, which is the first paragraph of the recruitment document and introduction.
Time to pause.
Okay, 5-second pause. So, I mean, for me, it's like
What Jay saying, the options.
we want to do the recruitment round for the board, right? But we just want to make sure that they have the options. Like I just added this 2 sentences here. For those who don't want the legal responsibilities of the board, you can become an official member that holds the board accountable. We also have extended advisory network, and anyone can be involved in our daily activities and work if you want to do more than just annual membership and irregular board meetings, right? So we just want to make sure it's clear at the beginning that if people want to get involved in more than just the board of directors, they are invited. This is an invitation to get involved.
Perfect.
But the
All right. Thank you, Jay.
primary recruitment is for the board.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
I
Thank you.
suppose I can delete all this then.
Yeah.
And then I also changed this line to established in 2022. CCC is a nonprofit organization as part of the FCON Community Network that has been sponsoring dozens of community programs for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I want to keep these two things as a social-based cause, as a
No, we can't put that in here because the nonprofit can't issue tokens.
okay, never mind. All decision makers.
Also, as a board member, you have to give away all your equity and value in the nonprofit. Like they can have no value. Like that's the whole point of being a board member with no pay.
Okay, let me take that out then, and then basically, thank you. This could just be like, are you interested in becoming a central board member, as opposed to It'd just be a second question. Who knows? Okay, this is a draft.
So I'm gonna work on the role for a little bit. This is pretty important that we make it clear what the board members do.
Then I don't know if we already want to introduce it now. The board duties. The board meets twice a year. After an initial 1-year term, we encourage board members. I took obviously all this information. I took it from the other letter, the one that we had, the one after the initial interest, and I condensed it. Right.
Time to stretch.
All right, quick 30-second stretch. All right.
Man, what do you think of the board duties? Is this information correct?
No, it could not be. It based on the CCC bylaws, it's maybe inaccurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, the twice a year is correct, but you have regular email voting for any kind of most of the activities takes place on email by email you.
Okay, so
When we have a program, yeah.
And this is correct. After initial 1-year term, we encourage board members to make a 3-year commitment to their
Nope,
position.
I made that up.
Okay, but you want to keep it then? Board duties?
Well, let me see what they may want to see the bylaws. So let me pull up the bylaws and see what you filed with the IRS. What Jay filed. Let me see, because under Article 3 is the officers and directors' responsibility. I mean, meetings are cool. Oh my God. You say solar year, standing rules, quorum, but these are probably too many details for them to need to know.
So most voting happens via email. should include that, right?
Yeah. Mm.
Time to pause.
5-second pause.
Time to pause.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, it's right here. Nice.
What?
Under the board duties.
Most decision-making process will happen through email voting.
Yeah, that's all. Look good.
I just added the last sentence.
Okay, cool. All right. Through email voting. Each time is very much to make a difference. This is really good. I think article 2. Oh, board of directors. Yeah.
That's
Perfect.
just
So
the
I think this-
articles are just for you guys to skim and see if we can consolidate or add anything important. Just the duties and yeah.
I don't know if we necessarily need to put your name at the bottom. I'm just gonna leave that for anyone can add your name.
Take it
right
out.
here.
Take it out. Take it out. Just put the Cause Collective board.
Whatever. I think it's fine. We'll just say it just depends on the situation. But what I do think we should add is for the post, right? I'm just gonna kind of make a line here for the post. We would want to have a link to the next steps for interested individuals. You know? And then that would link to our process, right?
Yeah.
For next steps.
Time for breath.
Oh, breath. Okay. Exhaling and inhaling together. And exhale. But yeah, so this is where we link to the next steps, which is in fact going back to our notes.
I'm putting it. Yeah, I'm linking that.
11. Yeah. So this is the separate email for recruitment process. Yeah. So for the post, we're going to add this, but for the email, we probably wouldn't add it. Right. And then if they express interest, then we send them the follow-up email instead, where we would have the link.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I think this looks really good. I like it.
There. What is this? There is 2 links now.
Well, yeah, you linked it twice. So I linked it with the actual link because when you're posting it on a website, like the Google link that you do is not going to work. Yeah.
Okay.
Under About Us, should we say nearly 20 years? But when it's, I think we said 16 years though, right?
Yeah, we're not quite at 20. So it's like we started in 2006, so it's been 17 years.
17. So why don't we just say 17 years?
Okay, yeah.
Or nearly 20 years is fine too. Actually,
I'm fine with. Oh, or we could just say since 2006.
but then it says, but then we already say that it was established. This is a little weird because it's like, wait, you've been established. Oh wait, is 501c3?
Maybe we should just get rid of the established and just say we don't need that. We could just get rid of the established and then say that the Cause Factor Community is a nonprofit organization, part of the African Community Network, that has been sponsoring dozens of community programs for since 2006.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's get rid of that.
Yeah, makes sense. I agree.
Yeah. And I don't like the word irregular board meetings. I would just say,
biannual or something. Biannual.
Yeah, biannual. Because it's flexible.
We could say biannual board meetings / email, decision making, email proposals. But it's just like details. I mean, we could basically leave that out.
Time to pause.
Oh, 5-second pause. All right.
Join our board of directors or become a member.
So this certainly is definitely not. This is definitely not perfect. This is still draft, right? But for me, it's got a general feel. So do we want to wrap up now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you want to go? Do you guys want to go? I mean, I think this is good. So if everything else sort of aligns with the primary invitation, we want to go through the. I think the next part is the process setup, right? Line 12, because we wanted to make sure that we had the setup organized so that there was a certain set of things that we wanted all ready to go before we post. That make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that would be like the next part, is to really go through the setup, make sure we're all on the same page, and continue to edit all of these follow-up emails and the follow-up information.
Okay.
But I definitely want to go through the intake form personally, and that's the only other thing that I really personally want to go through. Yeah. And then from there, I think we should do exactly what we did for CCC, do this exact same process for life support.
Life / org support, right? When you say life support,
the Life Support Alliance.
Yeah. Okay.
The Life Support Alliance, which is org support and life support, are only 2 of literally dozens of branches within the Life Support Alliance, because we can do any type of support we want.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. So I'm going to click on intake form. Right?
Well, then I don't want to go through the intake form now. Yeah, I definitely don't want to.
Now. Okay.
It's too much deal now. I'm ready to
just
wrap
make
up.
sure you can edit it. So I'm gonna just make sure that you can edit it. Everybody can edit.
Intake forms are different. Like, I would prefer us not to be editing that, and like to really schedule and go over that together, because it's more of kind of like a one person at a time thing. I mean, you're welcome to like send it, but it's like the intake form, it's like it's not really an editing thing. It's more like I
saw that again. It's like a Google form kind of thingy.
Yeah, it's a Google form, but it follows a specific protocol in relationship to the FQN process. So it's the one thing that I feel like I need to go through specifically.
Okay.
So let's make sure that my name's on that, and I want to schedule with Alberto to go through it. And then once me and Alberto finish it, we're going to send it to you. Okay, Mel?
Okay.
But there's really no reason to look at it until me and Alberto have gone through it first.
Okay, so then that's the intake form. I guess I meant the follow-up email after request interest, which Alberto's trying to get us both access to.
Time to take a break.
All right, well, I need to get going here. I'm ready to stop. But yeah, that sounds good. Make sure, Alberto, you get access for everybody. And then, for me, the recruitment process setup is super key. And I definitely feel like that is the only other thing I'd really want to go over right now. But otherwise, I think this is all looking good. Mm-hmm.
All right, good. So I'm sharing also the this response will link to process the access. While for the intake form, I used the links from the responsibility organizer. I think I added Mel.
Yeah, again, let's just not be editing the intake form. I really want to go over that together if we can schedule for that, because the intake form needs to follow a specific protocol and like all the different things. So, if anyone edited it already, we need the previous intake form so that we can compare it, because every single thing that's changed, it's like the template for the meetings. Like every single little thing that's changed, it needs to be signed off and basically updated in the process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I created from the intake form that you linked. I created an intake form for the CCC board setup recruitment, where I basically included as much as information possible, but when it was obvious it was not applicable, I deleted it. But we can definitely compare the two intake forms and decide together. Yeah, I mean, it's just a draft, obviously.
The whole point is that there's only one intake form. There is never going to be a separate intake form for the CCC board. Does that make sense?
All right, okay. I didn't get that. Okay, so
Yeah, 'cause
yeah,
the whole idea of the intake form is that it follows a specific recruitment criteria that is balanced and overall for any and every possible recruitment process within the entire network. Right? That's the whole idea of the intake form, that it's very, very, it needs to like follow all the protocols, right?
Yeah, right.
Because otherwise, because the whole key thing is that the whole idea of forcing someone only into the board is against our policies and against our values in relationship to their engagement and their involvement. The intake form itself represents their decision making into their role and involvement with the network, which has to be open because we're an open network. And so they're invited to get involved in anything, everything that they want. That's the whole point of the intake form. So the whole idea of the intake form, the goal of the intake form is to get them to say that they want to be a volunteer and they do not want any pay, and that they want to, set their legal status up at that level without them being required to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, perfectly sense. This I included, but I didn't know that we want just one intake form, which makes sense also. Yes, so definitely we need to go over it.
One intake form. Yeah, just one intake form. Yeah.
All right. Okay, perfect.
Cool. All right. Anyways, let's go over that together at some point soon.
Yeah.
So are we good? Or do you guys want to go over the other details of the process or anything else? Or are we good?
I think we're good. We're good.
Right. Anything else on the wrap up tomorrow's schedule? Maybe we have Andromeda Hour 3. What's Andromeda Hour 3 tomorrow?
It's SVG client work.
We have budget and payroll in Hydra Hour 3.
Yeah.
And then taxes review, coordination plan for SVG. Cool. Fundraising.
All right.
We might want to reconsider the fundraising part there. Maybe get rid of that, because if that's not going to be part of our thing.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're good. So anything else from you, Mel, before I leave?
Nope. Nope.
Thanks for joining us. We got some good work done. You guys are welcome to continue without me. I gotta get going though. I just look really late.
No, I'm ready to check out. You want to check out, man?
Okay, yeah, you check out. But wait, just about the schedule. Tomorrow, you guys are going to be working from 12 to 3. Sounds like.
No. So this is where it's confusing. So Andromeda is from 12 to 3, but we're scheduled for Andromeda Hour 3. So Andromeda Hour 1 is 12. Andromeda Hour 2 is 1 p.m. and Andromeda Hour 3 is 2 p.m.
So you guys are scheduled tomorrow at 2 to 3.
2 p.m. Pacific time. Well, we usually go for like 2 or 3 hours. So,
so it starts at 2. Okay.
It starts at 2 and then we go for as long as we want to.
I see. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now
and you can just hit us up by email or Discord or whatever. Just jump on, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And Joyce is supposed to be here. I mean, Joyce basically took the whole week off except for today after all the Monday situation. So maybe she'll come back tomorrow. We'll have to see. Hopefully. Awesome. All right. So who wants to check out first? I totally forgot we were still in the middle of the main session. I just completely spaced. I actually already checked out once already for the main session. So I'll start because my checkout will be my double checkout. So
Okay.
I'm going to say, I can't even find the notes for the session. Oh, here we go, FCO main session. All right, so I'm going to say that, God, I can barely even find the checkouts. I'm going to keep with my 6.9. We still missed a couple breaks. The rhythm was good.
11 o'clock.
The rhythm was pretty good. I am just pretty much gung-ho on option 3 at this point. You know, it's not my favorite, but I feel like it can be fixed by adding in some more things into the pipeline and just getting like prioritizing the pipeline within it, and then it's good to go. And I'll totally support it and be down with it. So I'm excited about discussing that. Maybe we could even talk about that tomorrow, because we're doing planning and coordination for client work. Might kind of relate. And and we can also talk about some of the follow-up too that we talked about today there as well. Check.
You want to go next, Mel?
Yeah, I thought it was overall a good session. I'm glad to discuss Charles, but then it's more so the client intake process, that I wanted to schedule anyways with you guys. And CCC, I know a lot of enough work didn't get done last week, but I think I'm still kind of overall remembering the equinox deadline. And so we have this entire week ahead too, and next week. I'm sorry, all of next week and then, Friday, Saturday, Sunday too. So I think it should still be on track to launch and all the tasks to get done by the equinox. I'm hoping. Yep. And I am still with option 3, but quicker. So yeah, thanks, Jack.
Great. But quicker. Yeah, so I'm gonna give the session 6.5. A good session, long, but with the rhythm is definitely it feels light. And I'm glad we addressed the contention. And in the end, I'm also glad that we postponed one more week for the cutoff decision. And yeah, I'm gonna be working on this SVG intake client follow-up that we just decided, plus Hydra tomorrow. Let's see if I'll be working on payrolls and budget. And Jay hopefully will be able to get off half pay stop.
Yes. Is there anything specifically I need to do for that?
Just the transfer in click to mail.
Okay. How much?
I made the estimate for the whole year. It would be like $200, but I think we should do maybe 100 for the moment, because maybe throughout the year we're not going to be needing all that. So I don't think we should do already the $200. I think 100 for the moment is fine.
I'm definitely fine with the $200, and then it's like we just don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. The estimate is quite correct. So if we do everything with it,
yeah. So I just do the $200 because then it's just done, and then I don't have to worry about it for the whole rest of the year. That's what I want.
Okay.
And even the beginning of next year,
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Awesome. Cool. All right. And then is there anything else I need to do for the upfront pay stop?
No. No, for the half pay stop, I'll once they are in the mail, we are gonna be off the half pay stop. So hopefully tomorrow.
Awesome. Good work. All right. And then regarding option number 3, the whole thing for me, it's like, yes, I want to do everything quicker, but it's like you have your timeline there because nothing ever goes how fast you think it's going to go. And then it's like, yes, it'd be great to do it quicker and launch faster. And that's also part of the soft launches, is that we can do these kind of soft launches here and there. But as far as like the full big launch, that includes organizing and basically scheduling our advertising and our basically the actual launch, and doing videos and actual, possibly even interviews, whatever. We're basically setting up the launch and actually launching. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think it does take a little bit longer, but yeah, I would love to do it faster. But it's like, I don't know if I'd be able to agree on it happening in a timeline that's not necessarily, realistic, but it's going to take, if we leave an extra month, we get it done in 2 months instead of 3 months. That's great. That'd be awesome.
Well, I don't know, Jay. Maybe you should be using Chat GPT and AI a little bit, or duplicate yourself.
Well, yeah, I definitely agree. Me and well, we've been talking a lot about ChatGPT, so we can go over that and try to figure out ways of expediting our utility and getting more productive. But I think the number one thing that would push me to increase the timeline and everything is getting you a full member of the team, Mel, because me and Alberto are a little bit grim on the ability for the other workers to really pull everything through, especially Stacy. So
I can do that as a next step.
Yeah,
I
so
could
in
do
that context, it's like that leaves me and you and Alberto to do 90% of the work. So it's committing to in terms of the timeline. So we just have to think about our health and our sanity.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So I can schedule a session with, I guess, one of you guys to do the schedule. I really forgot to mention that. I'm so glad I understand the schedule now. So, okay.
Yeah.
And where
Cool.
things
Yeah, and there's no hurry in doing it. You can add yourself in anywhere you want to. And then once we finalize I think your POP is pretty much already drafted, but basically you would get proposed into the budget once we get the nonprofit set up, and then we would have, next month or whatever, the month after that, you would get officially added with your commitment and like all the details. But if, in the meantime, you're welcome to add yourself or put commitment, whatever you want to add it into the session. And then we want to add you the core team email list, and then also I think we would want to add your picture to the team list on SVG as well, since you're not just going to be a partner. Okay. So do we have our picture, or do we have Mel's picture already on the SVG website?
Wait. To the, I don't know about SVG though right now. I need to put in more work with the website, and I reviewed it even today. There's yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
SVG website needs a lot more work. I'm just saying that if you're going to be part of the team, we would add you to the team part of the website as a team member. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that we're already doing that. I'm just saying that's work that needs to be done. Yeah, eventually, before the launch, which we have months for, so it's not a big deal. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
all right.
it would be pretty amazing if you start joining the team for real and every week putting in the work with us. I think that would definitely expedite the timeline for sure.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited too. Or I feel like I am a part of it, but I'm just not in the thick of it with the Discord and some of the workers and such. Yeah.
Wow. Yes, you can get all in on that exciting contention, Mal. You're invited to the front row seats.
You need to come to the
No,
office.
I mean, life support is already taking up so much energy, honestly. So I mean, I firmly feel like Stacy's kind of
Stacy is
under
not a good
control.
example of life support. Like I mean, I basically have been sort of stepped back from Stacy ever since the whole car thing came. And the whole car thing, it just like it ended. It was just like, are you like so you don't want our help anymore? Okay, fine. It's like she basically drew a line. She's like, no, I'm not willing to address it. I'm not willing to. And for me, it's like the crux of the whole problem. Like to not address the
she didn't want us looking at her budget too. That's where I kind of drew the line. It's like, do you either trust us or you don't?
I mean, I don't really care about her budget, but they're related because, like, we know her budget. Her budget's $3,000 a month.
I know, but she was freaking out saying, I don't trust you guys to look at it itemized. I'm like, it's not a big deal. There's nothing really there, But yeah,
it's just everybody has the same budget. The question is just more or less what is the estimate, and the estimate is because everyone has the same expenses, right? We all basically have the same cost.
Cell phone, housing, food. Yeah, it's normal
thing.
budget.
But the question is, how much money does she need to function per month? So for me, I could care less about $100 here and $100 there, like the way that David operates with her. It's like unless we can get her to $2,500 a month, it's like it doesn't matter how much you give her, it doesn't help because she doesn't meet her budget. Like Like, because then we need to create a budget that's smaller, and then we try to get her that amount. But the point is that giving her $100 here and there is not actually going to help her. She needs a budget, because otherwise
Okay.
it's not functional. So, anyways, for me, that's the starting point. But if the problem with the whole thing with the car is that if she feels like she has this massive wealth in this car, there's a problem. Because either one, that's not
Yep.
true, and there's a problem because she thinks something that's not true and that needs to be addressed. Or two, if she does have all that wealth in the car, it's absolutely unacceptable the way that she's using David.